All right, good afternoon. Welcome to Pilates. My name is Jennifer. We will be moving through some traditional Pilates work today, as well as some movements that are less traditional. We are going to be using a chair for a section in the middle of our practice, just to switch up where we are in space a little bit as we work. We will also be doing some Tabata intervals. So essentially what that is there'll be a set of movements, and it's the same movement, and we'll do that movement 6 to 8 times. We'll work for 20 seconds and then rest for 10 seconds. And the first couple rounds don't feel like much, but then after you do the same movement a few times, you'll start to feel it more in your body. So we'll also mix some of those in just to mix it up and move a little bit today. So I'll ask you to find a standing position, come toward the back of your mat, and we'll start our practice there. So placing the feet hip distance apart, as soon as you feel that stability in the body, grounded through all 4 corners of the feet, go ahead and close the eyes. Maybe taking a couple of shoulder rolls, any movement in the body that you need. And then we'll find some stillness here. So grounding from the earth up, let's just start to kind of do that body scan. So all 4 corners of the feet pressing into the earth. Maybe lifting the toes up. As you lift all 10 toes, notice that deeper connection under the balls of the feet and the heels. And as we gently release those toes back to the earth, feeling the arches of the feet lift just a little bit. And imagine that energy from the earth traveling up the legs. And with that slight bend in the knees, start to energize through the thighs. As we energize through the thighs, feeling that lifting sensation in the pelvic floor. And as we start to bring that energy up toward the belly, finding that tuck of the hip bones up toward the rib cage. Rolling the shoulders back and plugging the shoulders in. As the shoulders drop, shoulder blades squeeze, fingertips reach toward the earth. Slightly tucking the chin to the chest, finding that long line of energy. That energy shooting all the way up through the crown of the head. Coming into the breath right here. Each inhale, imagine the breath traveling up the spine as the belly rises. Rib cage opens all directions, front and back. And the spine gets just a little longer at the top of the inhale. And the exhale, release. And as you release, feel the shoulders drop in even more, feeling even more grounded to the earth. Inhale. Exhale. As we continue with the breath, imagine that inhale bringing in that new energy, that new length, new life. And take that opportunity as you exhale to release anything that you're hanging on to in your mind right now that's not serving you. Thoughts, ideas, worries. Just finding that sense of physical groundedness, mental and emotional stability right here. One more breath. Exhale. On our next inhale, fingertips sweep up overhead. Exhale, soften the knees, forward fold all the way down. Fingertips come toward the toes. Find that bend in the knee, chest come toward the thigh. Head hangs heavy. Just pausing here in forward fold. Rocking forward onto the toes and then back onto the heels. Just allowing that slight sensation of instability, recruiting some balance. And again, now pressing all 4 corners into the earth, find that stability. Press through the feet, bend the knees, circle, swing the arms all the way back up. Big inhale, up and overhead. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up. Starting to create space in the spine here, we'll take that Pilates roll down. So it starts at the top of the spine with that slight tuck of the chin to the chest. Allow the arms to just curve over, the shoulders to curve. As the cervical spine starts to bend, thoracic spine rounds, Soften the knees. Just taking that slow and controlled roll. Imagine each vertebrae lengthening and separating as we land into that forward fold. Taking an inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to the shins, come back to that nice long spine, and exhale, fold forward. Reversing that now, press through the feet, tuck the belly button toward the spine, let the head and the hands hang heavy. Start to stack the vertebrae one at a time, starting at the bottom of the spine. Slowly stacking one vertebrae at a time. Really feel that energy in the thighs as we ground down through the feet. And roll the shoulders back, mountain pose. One more time each way. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, chin tucks to the chest. Cervical spine rounds. Thoracic spine. Knees soften. Bending into that forward fold. Land and exhale here. Inhale, halfway, nice long spine. Restack the vertebrae. Shoulder blades squeeze back. Exhale to fold. Head and hands hang heavy. Press through the feet. Belly button scoops toward the spine. Start to roll back up. Energy in the legs. Stacking the vertebrae one at a time. Shoulders roll back. Tadasana, open up. Take an inhale here. This time we'll swan dive, hinging at the hips. And when we arrive, walking the hands forward to your plank position. Setting up here, finding that nice long spine. Pull the pelvic bones, pull the hip bones up toward the rib cage, squeeze the glutes. Pressing back through the heels as the hamstrings lift. Find that reach through the crown of the head. Inhale, tuck the chin to the chest, lift the hips, down dog. Breathe here. And float back forward to your plank. Again, inhale, lift the hips. So flowing here, really focus on that connection through the core. Let the movement start with that squeeze of the belly button to the spine, rib cage squeezing toward the spine, floating back and forth. Take two more right here. And floating up into your down dog, pause and hold. Take the gaze forward toward the fingertips. We'll keep the hips nice and high, lift the heels coming up onto the tippy toes, traveling to the top of the mat. Trying to keep the legs straight, hips lifted the whole time. Maybe TP the palms up, pressing through the fingers. Land in your forward fold at the top of the mat. Slow roll all the way up, head and hands hang heavy. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive down. Heel toe those feet out, heels in, toes out. Find your malasana squat. Sway it out side to side, opening through the hips here. As you start to settle down, think about pressing the pinky edge of the feet into the mat as well. Maybe gently using the elbows to press the insides of the knees open. Heart comes through the collarbones, shoulder blades squeeze back. Now we'll start to lift up. So pressing through the feet, those elbows will release, lift up. Hold here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up a couple more inches. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, lift. 4, 3, 2. Warming the legs. Lift again. 4, 3, 2. One more time. 4, 3, 2. With a long spine, press through the feet all the way up. Inhale. On that exhale, cactus the arms, slide the spine down that wall, slowly coming all the way back to your malasana. Hands come to heart center, elbows press the knees open. One more time. Take an inhale. And exhale, hinge forward. Step back. Let's release the knees for a moment. This brings us to our first Tabata. So we'll take 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. I'll get my timer going here. This is where we're headed. So we'll come from plank, we'll bend both knees, bring the heels toward the side of the mat. So let's drop the heels to the right corner of the mat first, press back, bend the knees, shoot forward. So we'll stay in this angled position, shoulders are square as we come forward, squeezing through the right side of the body. We'll do 4 on this side, then drop the heels to the left, 4 on the other. Drop those heels to the right, join me, here we go. Float forward, moving with your breath. Big bend in the knees as the hips drop back toward the heels, opening the sides of the body. Right side body squeezing here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the knees for a moment. Maybe sway side to side. We go again in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips drop back, press forward, and back, and forward. So focusing on the form more than the speed. Everything is controlled. Gravity not doing the work, but the body doing the work. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Sway side to side, maybe shake the arms out. We go again, third set. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop back, press forward. Halfway there on the right side. Feel that energy in the arms, staying lifted through the upper part of the spine. Right here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Last time on the right side. Take a big deep breath. Reset the body, reset the mind. We go in 5, 4, 3, 2. Drop those right heels back and forward. Back. Yes. Stay strong here. Use that breath, make the movement big. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down, quick break. We're going right to the other side. We'll drop the heels to the left side. Here we go, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press back and forward. Keep breathing. Never enough breathing. Can you press through the feet? Push forward. Push. 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Sway it out. Looking good. Just 3 more on this side. And then we've got 1 set down. We go in 3, 2, and 1. Heels drop left. Press back and forward. Yes. Shoulders are square. Recheck the body right here. Focus your energy and your attention on the left side for 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Breathe. Shake it out. Last 2 sets with this movement. Let's really maintain that focus, thinking about squeezing the space between the hip bone and the lower rib cage on the left side of the body. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Back. Shoot forward. Yeah, maybe smile. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Last set here. Really reset. Tell yourself you can. We're moving in 4, 3, 2. Heels drop to the left. Back. Press forward. Making it strong. Make this last set count. As you press forward, thighs zip together. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the knees. Sink back to child's pose. Maybe sway the hips side to side. Quick recovery right here. Find that big deep breath. Feel the rib cage open all the way around the spine, front and back. Exhale, release. When you're ready, walking the hands up to tabletop. Just taking a couple rounds through cat-cow here. Feeling that same flexion in the spine as we did when we rolled down, but now also focusing on that extension. As the hip bones lift up, the tailbone lifts, heart comes through, and finding that contrast in the movement. Taking 1 more each direction. Tucking the chin to the chest, lift the hips. Gaze comes forward. Take that little walk to the top of the mat, forward fold, and slowly lower the hips all the way down, finding a seated position at the top of the mat. We're headed down to our back. So ground down through the heels for stability. We'll take a slow, controlled roll. Maybe the fingertips rest lightly on the backs of the thighs. We'll curve through the spine to get there. So finding that C shape. Come all the way down to the earth. Hugging the knees to the chest. Sway side to side. So mixing in a little bit of traditional Pilates mat work here. We'll come into the 100. Before we do, we'll just explore some different leg positions. Let's ground the palms next to the hips. Bring the legs up into tabletop. Point flex the toes here. Try to spread the toes out nice and wide. And now let's find some stillness and notice what happens with the spine here. So if we just soften everything, very little effort, knees are stacked above the hips. Notice as you inhale and that belly rises, you'll feel just that little slight lift of the lumbar spine. And as you exhale, I want you to pull the belly button, press toward the earth, really engage, digging the spine in. Again, inhale, soften, just allow that belly to come into neutral. Exhale, ground down and press. Now let's press the heels away from the body a couple of inches. So knees are no longer stacked above the hips, but they're out just a little bit wider. As you breathe here, notice that the spine lifts even a little bit more. And as you exhale, it's a little bit more effort to connect and imprint the spine. Take one more breath here. Exhale, imprint. Pulling the knees back to stack, let's lift the legs up. Toes shoot straight to the sky. Take a breath here. Should feel a little bit easier to imprint because we've got that long lever of the legs. Now flex the feet, let the heels drop toward the earth, come to that 45-degree angle. As you start to inhale here, again, notice the back maybe wanting to lift a little bit. Continue pressing and imprinting. Exhale, dig in. Bringing the legs back to tabletop. Playing with those leg positions and those options. You work wherever you'd like as long as you've got that imprinted spine. We want to maintain that connection the whole time. Inhale, come up and overhead, side body stretch. Really reach and open the rib cage. On the exhale, tucking the chin to the chest, lift the shoulders, palms press toward the earth. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Find that pattern in your breath right away. Keep breathing. Let's start to play with the legs. Let's extend that left heel in front of us, lengthening the left leg as we breathe. Inhale, exhale, checking in with the lower spine right here. Exhale, one more. Exhale, switch legs, left knee comes in, right heel reaches out. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Long line, really reaching through that heel. Exhale, one more round. Inhale, exhale. Both legs lift up. Exhale. Start to slowly lower as you keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. You'll pause and hold where you feel like you're about to lose that connection in the lower spine. Stay here. Inhale, exhale, one more. Inhale, and exhale. Slowly release everything down, knees to the chest. 5-part series for abs. Again, very traditional Pilates. We'll lengthen that left leg long, leg hovering off the earth just a couple of inches. Before we add any movement, let's pull that right knee to the chest, really feeling that compression of the organs in the belly, stretching in, and now reach through the left toes, feeling the hip flexor open stretch here. As we come back to center, knee comes to the chest. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin, lift the shoulders, right knee pulls in, 1, 2, and switch sides, 1, 2, 1, 2. So really focusing again on that contrast in the body as we squeeze and pull that knee toward the shoulder, reach the toes toward the wall in front of you, opening up the hip flexor, lengthening the legs. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees in. Fingertips come to the outside of the ankle bones as we take an inhale, lengthen the body both directions. Exhale, sweep around and tuck. Inhale. Exhale, sweep and tuck. Releasing the neck to the earth for a break if you need to as we extend the body. And then as we crunch in, lifting the chin, lifting the shoulders again. Yes. Lengthen for 4, 3, big squeeze, 2, and 1. Release everything down, sway side to side. The third movement is similar to the first, but we work with a straight leg. Again, let's extend the right leg long this time. And now bring the left toes up toward the sky. Doesn't have to be a straight leg, but we'll look for a little bit of length. Finding that grip point behind the thigh, the calf, or the ankle. We'll avoid the knee. So again, as we start to pull in, just taking a moment for that hamstring stretch to soften here. Imprint that feeling, that stretch in the brain. That's what we're coming for every time we start to move here. As we pull that leg in, finding that hamstring stretch. Take an inhale to reset. Exhale, walk the hands up, lift, pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull. Using that Pilates exhale, 2 quick exhales as we pull the knee toward the face. Pressing the spine into the earth, super active. Feel that wrap all the way around the core for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Legs stack above the hips, interlacing the fingers at the base of the skull. Shoulders come nice and wide, heart is open. Flex the feet, toes pulling toward the face. On our inhale, heels lower toward the earth. Just like before, keeping that spine in print. Point the toes, exhale, sweep up. Inhale, exhale. In Pilates, we talk a lot about the point of control. The point of control is the lowest point in your movement that you can go while maintaining that imprinted spine. So find that in your body here. Thighs squeeze together. Lower and lift for 4, 3, 2, open the heart, 1. Legs stay stacked, release the head down. Hands come to the side of the body, making that T shape with the arms. Shoulders rotated forward. Press through the palms here. We'll let that left leg drop to the side, so just opening. Pause and hold here. Let's point flex the left toes. Squeezing the left side body to support. Now grounding down through that right hip. Press down through the right hip. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Sweep the left leg back to center. Flex, right leg drops down. Reconnect that left hip. Squeezing the right side of the body. Reaching through the heel. Hold here for 4, 3, 2. Sweep back to center. Side to side, left leg drops. Exhale to center. Inhale to drop. Exhale. So using the muscles in those inner thighs, in the outer hips. Yes. Noticing what's happening in the upper part of the body. Do you feel like the shoulders are starting to shrug up toward the ears? Can you breathe in and release that tension, softening the tops of the shoulders? Yes. Let's take one more on each side. And bending the knees, hug the knees to the chest. Final movement in our 5-part leg series. That was actually an extra one. That was bonus. I'm not quite sure how that got in there, but fingertips interlace behind the skull again. We'll bring the legs up, stack in tabletop. Extend and press the left heel forward. Lift that left elbow toward the outer edge of the right knee. We'll pause and hold here. So again, mixing in those static holds with movement to create strength and endurance. Maybe lifting that elbow just a little bit higher. Hold 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Extend through the right heel. Right elbow comes to the outer edge of the left knee. Squeeze and hold. Maybe lift just a little more. For 3, 2, and 1. Back to the other side. Again, pause and hold. This time, we'll lower and lift that extended leg. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right away to the other side. Right heel presses forward. Right leg lifts. 8, 7, 6, Digging that lumbar spine into the earth right here. 3, 2, and 1. Side to side, cycle it out. Your choice, we can focus on that press of the heel toward the wall in front of the body, or you can start to make big circles, pointing the toes, lengthening the legs, squeezing the side body. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees to the chest. We'll take a couple rounds of rolling like a ball to come back up to a seated position, ready for our next shred round. So start to curve the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Let's meet here for a moment in our starting and ending position of rolling like a ball. Balancing on the sits bones, hands can be behind the thighs or on top of the shins. Spine is super rounded. We use our inhale to roll back, exhale to come up and balance. Just take a couple here, massaging through the spine. And on the last one, hold, cross at the ankles. Let's step back to all fours. Taking a couple rounds through cat-cow with your breath. Using that inhale to really drop the belly. Let the tailbone come up to the sky. Feel that stretch as the belly drops, opening up the core. Exhale, really lift, tuck the chin to the chest, press up, shoulder blades open, hip bones pull up. One more time each movement. And exhale. As we come back to that neutral spine, just a couple times through spinal balance here, just to kind of reestablish that long spine here. Left heel reaches back, right fingertips reach forward. Take an inhale here to find that longest line of energy from the left heel to the middle right finger. Now squeeze the lower rib cage toward the spine. Take an inhale. On the exhale, round the spine, knee to elbow. Inhale. Exhale. One more on this side. And exhale. Reach and release everything down. Right to the other side, right heel reaches back, left fingertips reach forward. That inhale brings that length into the body, heel to middle finger. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale. Exhale. And last one. From here, let's drop that hip. Let's all let the right hip come to the earth first, coming to the right forearm. We're ready for our next little Tabata movement. It's just a hip lift. So pressing the forearm into the earth, palm spread wide, shoulders stacked right above the elbow. We can stack the feet or stair step. Hip lifts up from the earth. We'll take the hand to the hip, and it's just a lower and a lift. So we'll do 2 rounds here, and then we'll add the option of taking that knee pull. 4 on each side. Ready? Here we go. Let's just start with that lift. Left hip stacked upon the right, gazing down to make that shoulder is right. Make sure the shoulder is right in line with the elbow. Yes. Really press through that palm. Squeezing the side body. 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Again, any movement that feels good to your body, sway side to side, roll over that hip. We go again. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift and lower. So as we move into the last 2 sets, you're welcome to stay right here with the hip dips, or we'll add on a knee pull. If you want to reduce intensity a little bit, we can stair step the feet, placing the left foot in front of the right. 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Maybe roll over that hip, maybe release that shoulder for a moment. We go again in 3, 2, 1. This time, maybe adding that pull. Right hip stays lifted, take that pull right here. Big squeeze, knee to elbow. If you're gonna walk through, you have to come do this, Ava. 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down. One more time on this side. We'll go right to the other side. Moving in 3, 2, 1. Lift up right here. Knee pull or hip dip, you choose. Either way, we're really energizing through the side of the body, really feeling that challenge stabilizing through that right shoulder, working shoulder and side body. 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down. Swivel over the hips, coming to the other side. No break. Stack up here, stack the hips. We go in 3, 2, 1, starting with those hip dips, lower and lift. Now maybe gazing down, making sure that shoulder is in line with the elbow. Right hip stacked upon the left. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Sway it out. Take a deep breath. Only 3 more. We can do anything for 20 seconds. Here we go. Lower and lift. Yes. Channel a little bit of that sunshine. If you can see out a window, take a gaze. A little better than the snow that we had last week. For 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Last 2 sets, either stay with that hip dip or do knee pulls, both sides of the body working. Wherever you're working, we'll go in 3, 2, and 1. Pull. So as we come toward the end of this series, really find that stability in the shoulder. Take that gaze down again, make sure everything is stacked, super strong. 2, and 1. Release. Last time. Now you can smile. Roll over that hip. Last set. 3, 2, and 1. Pull or hip dip. Yes. Keep working with me right here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down. Let's come up to a seated position. Bring the feet a little greater than hip distance apart. Before we stand up and grab that chair, let's just take a little rotation to the spine. Grounding down through the heels, just moving side to side. All that work through the side body. Feel that stretch. Swaying the hands side to side. And then crossing at the ankles. Stand up. Let's grab that chair. So always kind of check your stability before you start moving here. We'll kind of be moving on the chair, around the chair. Angle a little bit this way. So our first movement, we're just going to have a seat in the chair. I guess side note, be prepared to stand. I'm not going to be able to do this. So go ahead and have a seat on the chair. Hands rest next to the sides. And we'll add a combination of some lateral flexion here, opening the rib cage, as well as starting to work through the legs. So bringing the left hands up and over, stretch, take an inhale into the rib cage. On the exhale, press through the feet, lift the hips, come up and forward. Hips lower, right fingertips reach up and overhead, opening the rib cage. And press through the heels, lift up to hover. Lower the hips down, flowing side to side. I think I'll stop cueing breath here, allow you to move with your breath. Each inhale opens up the side body as we reach up and overhead. Exhale presses through the heels and we come up. Yes. Taking one more movement here on each side of the body, maybe barely lifting the hips up from the chair. And last one. Lift up and release the hips down. This time, fingertips are going to stay lifted. As we start to come forward, keeping a nice long spine here, shoulder blades squeezed back, we'll start to hinge forward at the hips until we can come up, bum comes off the seat, roll through the feet, lift the heels coming to the balls of the feet, and then slowly roll the heels down, tap the bum on the chair. Hinge forward, lift the heels, come to the balls of the feet, release the heels, tap the bum. So we're not really fully sitting back down into this, friends. It's just kind of a tap of the hips, reset, almost as if that seat is really hot, and you come right back up. The challenge is, can we maintain that energy in the core the whole time? Maintain the length in the spine. Let's take 3. Shoulder blades squeeze, tops of the shoulder soften. Last one here. And release down. Hands are going to come on the base of the chair. So set up like we're doing tricep dips. We will go there. So palms of the hands, fingertips coming off the edges of the chair, and we're going to walk forward. So find some stability here. We'll lift the heels coming up onto the toes. Right knee lifts up, and we're going to sweep that right leg all the way underneath the chair. So big hip opener, and sweep up, and open the hip. So if this isn't comfortable in your body, maybe adjust, maybe walk the balls of the feet a little bit closer to the chair. So we're working through the triceps here, opening the hips, core stabilizing, full body movement here. Yes, pulling the knee up to the chest. Let's pull the knee a little higher. Last 3, 2, and 1. Lift and release. Right away going to the other side. Left knee lifts up. Sweep that knee under, open the hip. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, sweep back and open. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Yes, using the triceps here. We may not need those dips. Really focus that energy. Lift the heart up. Knee pulls to the chest. Last 3, 2, and 1. Lift up. Press the seat back. Shake the arms out. Press through the feet, come to a standing position. Turn to face your chair. And this time we'll bring the hands. So let's take the hands just to the seat of the chair. So palms press on the chair, kind of like you're in a plank or a down dog position. Shoulders are resting right above the wrists. And I will walk the feet back, coming to the toes. So lifting the belly button toward the spine, pull the shoulder blades down the back to soften. Should feel the work right here, right away in the core to stabilize. We'll take that right leg, cross the right leg underneath the left, press through the heel. So we're crossing underneath the body. And then as that right leg sweeps back, bend the knee, press up, work into the glutes. Knee crosses underneath, extend and reach through the heel. Bend and press up. Keep flowing right here. Big movement. Can we rotate a little bit more through the spine as that leg reaches underneath? Yes, one more time. Reach, we're gonna hold here, reach through the heel, side body squeezes, hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that right knee, lift up, heel presses toward the sky, press up here. Check in with that upper body, shoulder blades down the back, shoulders are soft. Press up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right toes release. Maybe pike the hips up for a moment here, reset. And then sliding back forward, shoulders come on top of the wrists again. This time, that left heel is going to reach underneath the body. Bend the knee, comes to the chest, press up. And cross, extend through the heel. Bend the knee, heel presses to the sky. So as you flow here, can we maintain that stability in the right hip? So it's just as if that left leg is swiveling under and across the body, pressing back up, super strong, no movement in that right leg at all. Yes, that's it. 3, 2, and 1. Extend that leg diagonally, reach through the heel, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, press up, heel presses toward the sky, squeeze the glutes. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and pike the hips back again, kind of make that L shape with the body. Moving the hands, now the palms of the hands are going to come to the edges of the seat, fingertips coming on the sides, the two front corners of the feet or the chair. Now we roll forward. So coming onto the toes, kind of finding this plank position on the chair. We'll let the elbows come out, take a push up here, lift, and then as we bend the knees, pike back, find that nice flat spine, lower the hips toward the heels. Shoot forward to your plank, take your push up, bend knees, press back, glutes toward the heels. Shoot forward to your plank, take your push up, and sink back. Adding on, shoot forward, take 5 push-ups. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press back. Shoot forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 2 more times. Shoot back and forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time. And shoot forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk the toes toward the chair. Slowly roll all the way up. Take a couple of shoulder rolls. We're going to do side plank work on the chair next. So I'm going to have you walk to the corner edge of your chair and place a hand on the corner of the seat. So maybe come toward the center so that you don't, your weight coming into the chair doesn't make the chair open up and fall down on you or buckle. Then we're going to walk the legs forward. So we're in a diagonal position. We're going to fan out and walk across. So we'll just take these little steps. 3, 2, knee lifts. 1, step back, walk back. 4, 3, 2, knee lift. Walk forward. 4, 3, 2, knee lift. Let's make that knee lift bigger and more active, pulling to the chest. 2, and lift. Yes, looks good. 1 more time, forward and back, and lift. 4, 3, 2, and lift. Walk the feet toward the chair, going right to the other side. So starting with that left hand on the chair, my back will be to you just for a moment here. Find your side plank. Lift and squeeze up through the left side of the body. Start that walk forward. 4, 3, 2, knee to chest. Walk back. 4, 3, 2, knee pull. 4, 3, 2. As you keep flowing here, again, focusing on that shoulder stability, finding that stillness in the shoulder girdle, super strong. 4, 3, 2, and knee. 1 more time, forward and back. And lift. 4, 3, 2, and lift. Come back to center. Go ahead and lower the hips down. We'll start with a little bit of glute work here with this chair. So as you come down to the back, shoulders come down to the earth. We'll start with the arches of the feet on the edge of the chair. So feet are about hip distance apart. So we'll take this high bridge position first. So as you start to press the arches of the feet into the edge of your chair, hips will lift up. So coming to the backs of the shoulders, feel that space. Let's take a little lower and lift here, just to kind of test the waters, find our stability. Squeezing the glutes up, pressing the hip bones toward the wall behind you. Pulse for 3, 2, 1. Hold right here. Bring the elbows wide, arms come to that V shape at the sides. We're going to bring the palms and the hands underneath the body. So just crossing the elbows stay lifted. And now come back to that pulse, lifting through the hips. This arm stuff is optional, just adds a little bit of intensity, a little bit of challenge. Otherwise, continue pressing the hips up or crossing the wrists underneath the body. Lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Palms plant down, slowly roll back down, connecting the spine to the earth. And scooch the bum forward a little closer to the chair. Now heels will come to the chair, maybe more toward the center of the chair. Again, feet hip distance apart. Now hands come to the sides of the body or that low V, press through the palms, lift up here. So not coming as high, this is more of a low bridge position, toes flexed toward the face, returning to a movement that we did at the beginning of our practice, grounding down through the right heel, left leg is gonna lift up. We're just gonna open that left hip, leg drops to the side, squeeze back to center, left heel comes down, lower both hips, lift up and press. Ground down through the left heel, right leg extends, open, come back to center, right heel down, both hips lower, press and lift up, right heel grounds down, extend the left heel, open the leg, heel down, both hips down, and lift, right heel lift, open, center, heel down, lower, lift the hips. Yes. Take 2 more on each side of the body here. Pressing those hip bones up a little higher, or maybe opening that leg just a little bit more to the side of the body, challenging that stability. Last time. And release. And slowly roll the spine down to the earth. One more movement here with the chair. Connect the heels and the balls of the feet, let the knees drop wide. Press down through the palms. Start to lift the hips up here. Should feel a really, really nice stretch through the thighs and the hips. And we'll start that lower and lift here. So as you lift up, squeezing the outsides of the thighs and the glutes, working into the sides here of the body, building a little bit of strength and heat. Can we press the heels together at the same time to also feel that energy and heat in the inner thigh? Yes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down. Knees come to the center. If you can scooch that chair off to the side with your feet, push that aside, we are done. We have arrived at our final Tabata round. Easy position that we all know, but not an easy movement. We'll start in half boat or Navasana, and we'll be lowering and lifting, or lowering and crunching. So it can be a smaller movement here, or you can make it as big as you like, coming all the way down to full boat and squeeze up. Low boat to high. So we will begin right here. Here we go. That exhale is where that knee pulls to the chest. Exhale, squeeze, compress the organs. Pull the lower rib cage in. Pull the hip bones up toward the rib cage. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out, take a break. Lengthen the spine here in between. And as we come back to boat, maintain that nice long spine. Here we go. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Yes. Almost there. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. That comment about last one was deceiving. I meant last round of shred. We're going to do 6 this time. So we've got 4 more. We'll begin our third right here. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Keep that energy up, maintaining the focus. Squeeze with your exhale for 3, 2, and 1. Maybe fold over here, shake the legs out. Quick recovery. Right back at it in 3, 2, and 1. 4th round. Lower and lift. Yes, keep breathing with me. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, friends, here we are. We have 2 more sets. If you feel like you're at the point where you're losing your form, you're losing your focus, maybe take a break on the 5th set, knowing that you're coming back for that last one super strong. You know your body. Go where you need to go. Here we go. Lower lift. Or maybe you're learning more about your body today. Maybe a little stronger than we thought. Here we are. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last one. You've got Lily here overseeing, ready to cheer us on for our last set. Low boat to full boat. In 3, 2, here we go. Low. Yes, last 8, 7, you've got it, no problem. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross at the ankles. Come to all fours. We're gonna walk back to that plank. We are headed down to the belly. Maybe release the knees. Slow and controlled, lower the chest all the way down to the earth, hugging the elbows in tight to the body. And when you arrive, just softening everything for a moment, maybe windshield wiper the legs. You made it. Hard stuff is done. Moving into some counter movement to soften the belly and open up. Bringing the legs down about hip distance apart. Hands come to the sides, fingertips spread wide, the outer edges of the rib cage, elbow points up toward the sky, pressing into the tops of the feet so much that we feel the knees and the thighs lift up off the earth. Feel the pelvis and the hip bones press down and stabilize. On your inhale, reaching through the crown of the head, chest lifts, shoulder blades squeeze back. And release. One more time in Cobra. On your inhale, lift through the crown, chest comes up. And release. Option to continue there, or bringing the elbows in front of the body, stacking the elbows underneath the shoulders, come into Sphinx, opening, pressing the hip bones, maybe bringing the feet a little bit wider. And as the tops of the shoulders soften, feel that neck lengthen, reaching up toward the sky. Staying here, or maybe even moving on, pressing through the palms, lengthening the arms, and really opening and extending through the spine. If you feel any pinching in your lower spine, or anything other than a nice stretch in the belly and this sense of opening, go ahead and come back down to the movement before and stair step it right back down. Maybe staying in Sphinx or sticking with Cobra. Taking one more inhale. And exhale, release everything down. Hands come underneath the forehead, stacking the hands. Walk those knees wide toward the edges of the mat. Heels come together. Flexing the feet, thinking about pressing those heels toward the sky, almost rotating, so you're pressing the hip bones toward the earth, inner edges of the knees pressing into the earth. Let's take an inhale here, lift everything up. Knees lift, elbows lift, hands stay connected to the forehead. So those stacked hands are going to travel with us. Pressing the hip bones into the earth, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the shoulder blades together to lift the upper body a little higher, and gently release. Again, inhale to lift. Hold here. Extend the arms, extend the feet, open up into that X shape. Fold the hands back underneath the forehead, reconnect the heels, and release down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, open and extend. Exhale, hands underneath the forehead, heels connect, and release. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale to open. And back to center. And release. Final time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And release down. Maybe windshield wiper those legs again here. And then bringing those legs back hip distance apart. Extending the arms above the head. We'll start slow, going through some swimming here. Left toes lift up, right fingertips lift up. Squeezing the left glute, reaching through the toes, reaching through the fingertips, just like we did in spinal balance. Take an inhale to find that longest line you can in the body. Really reach. And gently release. Other side, reaching through the right toes, left fingertips. Pause here, use that inhale. Press the hip bones into the earth to stabilize. Reach and release. Both hands, both feet lift up. Stretch and lengthen here. And now start to swim it out, fluttering the hands, fluttering the toes. Gaze is down. Long line from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Almost balancing on those hip bones. Thighs are lifted. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release everything down. Bringing arms wide to the sides of the body in a T shape. We'll start to roll over that right hip. And as we do, left hand comes closer to the body, and that left leg will cross over the back of the right. Landing that left foot behind the right knee. So big shoulder opener, opening that right shoulder. But also nice to open the spine. Rotating. Maybe reaching the left fingertips up to the sky, or you can find that bind behind the back. Or if you're super flexible through the shoulders and the spine, maybe reaching that left hand behind the body to stack on top of the right. I know some of you can probably go there. That is not in my practice, but if it's in yours, please go for it. Taking one more breath here. As you slowly roll back to center, left arm lengthens on your mat. We're going to roll right to the other side. Right hand presses into the earth, rolling over that left hip. Right foot comes behind the body. Find that same stretch here. Opening the outer edge of that right knee toward the wall behind you. Softening the shoulder. Feeling that rotation in the spine. Maybe reaching the right fingertips up. Find your bind. Or open the arm behind the body, stacking on top of the left. Breathing. And then rolling back to center gently. Hands coming next to the rib cage. Curl the toes, lift the belly button up from the earth first. Squeeze the elbows into the sides of the body. Press up through all fours. Sink back into your child's pose. Knees wide, knees together, your choice. Sway side to side through the hips. Giving yourself just these last couple of moments to breathe, just to be present here in child's pose. Maybe feeling that connection of your third eye, that space between the eyebrows to the earth. Finding that sensation of feeling grounded. All of that strength and energy, new light that we have breathed in. And when you're ready, slowly start to come up to all fours, just dropping to one hip or the other, coming to a seated position. On the knees, cross-legged, whatever feels comfortable to you. And as we started our practice in stillness, we'll come back to that same space. So get any wiggles out. And wherever you are, stacking the body from the earth up. So the sits bones, the tailbone, grounding us down. With the inhale, feel that energy traveling up the spine once again. Lengthening, creating space. Traveling all the way to the crown of the head. Releasing on the exhale, feel the tops of the shoulders sink in and ground down. One more time. Feel that energy travel all the way up. Rib cage expanding. Exhale, soften the shoulders. The strength, love, and compassion in each of you is also within me. Let us honor that in one another. Namaste. Your assignment for the day, not that you have to do it, but it's an easy one. Is anybody else starting to miss hugs? We all have somebody, or hopefully most of us have someone, person, a cat, or a dog. But give them a big hug, not like the fake hug, but the one where you squeeze the crud out of them and you just feel that energy. So have that exchange with somebody today. Get some sunshine. Payo on Thursday at 9:30, bar on Friday at 4, and bar again noon on Sunday. And a lot of great yoga and Payo classes in between. Come back and join us again. I will unmute.